Well, let's start over here. Hi, how are you?
Hi. Hayley, I know we're all really excited for season 2 of Agent Carter, and it might be too early to tell, but one of the main criticisms of the first season was a lack of diversity, especially for a show set in New York City. So I was wondering if for the next season we might be able to see Peggy fighting alongside more women or people of color.
I hope so. I think the fantastic thing about the writers that I'm working with, it's a very collaborative feel. So anything that I'm bringing to the table and suggesting is something they would take on board. And I think we're going to be a year ahead at least. It's no longer 1946, so we're going to go with the times. I don't actually know what decade we'll be in or what year. But I think it's an important representation of the audiences watching in. That's what they want, so hopefully Marvel will give them that.
Thank you.
Right on. Thank you. Another famous S.H.I.E.L.D. agent here, Black Widow.
About 2 weeks ago, I got on Twitter and tweeted that I wanted to ask a question at this panel about disability themes on Agent Carter, with parallels between Peggy's experience of being mistreated for being a woman and Daniel Souza's experience of being mistreated because he has a disability. And I was afraid to ask the question because I was afraid people would laugh. And I walked away from my phone for 20 minutes and came back, and you had tweeted that I should ask my question. So here I am. As I said, the basic question is, do you think that there were very relevant parallels between Peggy and Souza's different experiences in the workplace and in life? And do you think that drew them together as characters? And how do you think that will be further developed in what is now officially a season 2?
I think it's a fantastic question. I'm so pleased that you came back and asked it, because I think one of the things from the Cap First Avenger film that Peggy and Steve had in common was a so-called disability and being the underdog. She was someone that wasn't taken seriously because of her sex. He was someone that had kind of physical disadvantage over the other guys going to war. And I think that created a kindred spirit between them, which meant that they were looking beyond the aesthetic into the true souls of who they were. And I think that's also what's so appealing with Souza's character, because he understands what she will be going through. And I think, what's wonderful about that is you have a relationship that's not based on lust and desire. In that sense, you're having two imperfect souls getting together and fighting the same cause, which is to be able to have the strength to stand up for who they are and what they believe in. And I think that's the kind of the heart of their relationship. And I'm sure, Enver will be up for it. I wouldn't mind a little kiss with Enver. Let's see. I think, she's moved on from Steve, who'll always be close to her, but I think there's also room now for her to have a romantic interest. So I'm all for it.
Preach it, yeah, right on.
Hi. My question is, are we going to see a tie-in between the show and the original short that started Agent Carter, or are they going to stay in two separate universes?
I think they might stay separate, only because this was like, the short was a kind of a what Peggy did next for the fans that were interested in her world. And because there was such interest based on that short, they then created the series based on kind of the character of who she was. But I think because we've seen what she did in the short, we've seen what she's done in the first season, and I think it's really important that we move forward now and explore the things that haven't been yet explored. And that's what's great about it, is there is a rich opportunity to go into many aspects of her life. So I think they'll be separate.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Hello.
Hi. I was just wondering how you feel your character trading what is the embodiment of America in Captain America and Steve Rogers, and her being such a feminine person in her personal life. She wears lipstick, she does her hair nice every day, and she still goes and kicks ass, like very brutally in a very
with a stapler too.
Yes. You gotta do what you gotta do.
In a very stereotypically male way of fighting versus Black Widow, who has a very feminine way of fighting based on her ballerina training and all that.
Yeah. So what is the question?
How do you feel being this character who is both equal parts very feminine in herself and then brutal?
Well, I love it, because I think not one person is ever one thing. And it's saying that you don't have to be purely aggressive or masculine in your physicality in order to be taken seriously, or to achieve what you want, or to fight the fight that you want to fight. And so Peggy's femininity is actually a source of her strength, and her vulnerability is a source of her strength because she can use it when she needs to. You know, the fact that in this season 1, she's wanting to obtain information and she does it by going and pouring coffee and pretending it's kind of her time of the month, so she needs to take a sick day. I mean, it's great. I'm sorry to be crass, but it's fantastic because it's going, let's not deny those aspects of who we are. Let's embrace them and use them to our advantage.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just finished my junior year at college as a television production major, and so I'm wondering, myself as a woman who will eventually be hopefully in that field, how it feels to be sort of this icon and like paving the way for women in television.
Wow, I didn't know. That's really lovely. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. It doesn't. You don't wake up in the morning going, I'm an icon. Make me my coffee. My mother's going, just be kind, just calm down now. And no, you don't. I think the most important thing is about being present in the situation that you find yourself in, and not setting up the day by going, today I'm going to be like this, and I'm going to be a voice for my generation. I think that's something that's given to you. It's not something you choose necessarily to be, and it also involves a level of responsibility whereby you have to look at your own life and be as authentic as you can be, and also understand your own values and what it is you believe in.
Thank you.
Cool, thank you. Hello.
Hi. Wow.
Well,
You look edible.
well, you being such a strong female character and you becoming a feminist icon, whether you wanted to or not, do you have any like feminist-centered messages you sort of just want to pass on and get out there?
Know your value. That's, I think, you know, to fully embrace who you are, with every aspect of what that is, the good, the bad, the ugly. There's no such thing as perfection, and that's, I think, the beauty and the potential of human beings, is we have the capacity for greatness and we have the capacity for darkness, and it's up to us to decide which path we want to take.
Nice.
Certainly.
I just made that up.
Hello.
Hi. First of all, congratulations on season 2.
Thank you.
And after all these great questions, I have a bit of a silly one. So you have something of a reputation of falling asleep on set in strange places.
I work long hours now.
So where are some of the strangest places that you've fallen asleep on set?
Well, on set, I will tell you that I have fallen asleep probably underneath a water cooler, on top of a popcorn machine, in a clothes rail while someone was trying to get changed. See, I try and be quite discreet about it. I find little hidden corners where I think I'm not going to get found out. But of course, on set, someone is following me around, making sure I don't suddenly disappear, so they know absolutely everywhere I am. I mean, it's anywhere that's possible, anywhere that looks remotely comfortable. And when you've been in heels fighting all day, even a hard floor is attractive.
You need to request for season 2 fighting a villain that exists in a pillow-based lair or something.
That sounds amazing.
Yes. Hello.
Hi. My voice sounds really different.
It's weird.
It's weird.
I know, I hate it. Not your voice, my voice.
I probably wouldn't have come to Comic-Con if you weren't here.
Amen.
But nobody's completely perfect. I understand that you're somewhat clumsy.
Yes.
So I was wondering if you know exactly how many of your fellow cast members you've accidentally hurt, and if you have any particularly good stories that you could tell us about that.
6 stuntmen in the ball region. The assistant director got an iron chair thrown at him, and he was about to fire the person, and then he turned around and realized it was me. And I was like, God damn it, I can't do anything about it. Also, a great member of the crew, he got whacked with an iron kind of rod. Poor guy. And his name was Carter, which was really weird. but none of the girls were harmed in the making of it. It was just the boys. It was releasing some tension there. I think I never got used to that. And there was one stunt thing, which is kind of, no one really got hurt, but it just kind of the story that brings to mind, and I think I've spoken about it on Twitter, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but I had my stunt coordinator, this fantastic woman, come up to me, and she said that during the diner scene, which is I think episode 5, my fights were becoming a little bit kind of dancey, and she just said, we're not in a nightclub, and I was like, okay, I'll do it again. And on action, the first thing that came into my head was Nicki Minaj's Anaconda. So I spent the entire fight sequence just singing it to myself in my head. Not very 1946, not very Peggy Carter, but I like to bring a little bit of myself into my work. So there you go.
Thank you.
You can be a dangerous person to be around. Like, maybe that previous statement, a pillow-based lair, would just be safer. Yeah. Hello.
Hi, I'm up for my friend Hannah, who absolutely adores you. So she's up there, she's Ivy.
Hi, Hannah.
Oh, I can see hi. So my question from her is, if you could be any Marvel villain, which one would you be?
Oh dear.
There's a lot of them.
Can we have some names?
Yeah, like,
Wow. Who do you guys think? Dottie. You think I should be Dottie? So I'm kind of fighting myself. That would be
it's like an existential crisis.
Well, she does look incredible in a black and red tuxedo, so I think, and she's Loki. Oh, I could so do Loki. God, yes, I could.
Yeah. Or you could just take Petty Carter in a dark direction and go villainous for a little bit.
Well, I kind of had this feeling that, the blue serum, the idea of it is it just enhances what you have in you. So if you're good you become great. If you're bad, like the Red Skull, you become evil. And I love the idea that Peggy snatches a bit of the serum, and we find out that she at one point takes it and she becomes really evil. That would be such a great twist. Someone who's like such an icon, and then she's just this horrible villain. So I'd go with an evil Peggy. Would be quite fun to see. Maybe an episode of it.
Yeah, I like evil Peggy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi. So I was really excited when I heard Agent Carter got renewed, because that's one of my favorite shows, and I just wondered what you're most excited about for the second season.
Oh, I think aside from any storyline we've got, the exciting thing is I get to work with the same costume designers, the same art direction, props, most of the same crew who are available. The same producers, and I get to be in the writer's room with Tara Butters and Michelle Fazekas, who are fantastic showrunners, and it's great that they're in charge of the plotline and they're both women. And so especially some fantastic, strong and very smart women that are involved in the making of this. So there's something incredibly empowering about going onto a set every day and you're with a group of people who not only excel at their craft, but they have this show that they're making as a labor of love. And they're great fun, so it means I'm going to be pranking as many people as I possibly can. They're all in danger, and I've warned them.